Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 3:16 a.m. on this warm and still Saturday evening going into Sunday. I've been trying to fix this camera so you can see my... There you go. And it is currently 72 degrees outside. I just woke up a little bit ago and I stepped outside and I was like, it's really warm. And Tanya was wanting to go to the pool tomorrow because my neighborhood pool is still open. But I have a True Crime Book Club live stream tomorrow, and I think she's going to end up going out on the boat tomorrow. But it will be a really nice day to be by the pool. It doesn't really look like there's any clouds out or anything tonight. You can kind of, I don't know if I can see the stars. I could when I was standing outside of my house. But anyway, it's a beautiful evening outside. And it's so weird because some days, like in October, we'll have days that are warm like this. And Mama said there'd be days like this, there'd be days like this, my mama said. And then, like a week later, it'll be snowing. I remember a couple years ago, oh gosh, it's probably 6 or 7 years ago now, we were having weather like this, and then we were at Caroline's house for Halloween, and because she used to do this big chili dinner thing, and with all of her neighbors, and people just stop in and out. My mom had done it for years and years and years, and then Caroline kind of like picked it up after my mom was gone, and then she kind of like brought in all the neighbors, and it was this really cool thing, and you know, there would always be like 20 or 30 people there throughout the night, and it was kind of like the central location for all the kids trick-or-treating and stuff. But anyway, I remember that Halloween. I have the picture still, so I could look it up and see when it happened, but I think it's on my Facebook. It was snowing that Halloween, like outside, and we were like, oh my god, it's snowing, this is crazy. Now, I have my coffee from today, but I also have the Diet Coke, and I'm going to open the Diet Coke because I'm thirsty for the Diet Coke. This is actually my last Diet Coke. I need to buy another case or 12-pack or whatever. I was at Costco today. Oh my god, don't ever go to Costco on a Saturday, right? It was absolutely packed today. Alex is going to the Colts game tomorrow with some of his friends. So Alex and... So our friend that one of our couple friends that we went to Florida with, who Alex officiated their wedding, is pregnant. And so Alex and the other friend that was on that couple's trip with us for that in Florida, they arranged her baby shower. And so the husband and wife that are pregnant they gifted Alex and this friend of ours Colts tickets tomorrow. So they're taking the two of them to go to the Colts game tomorrow, which is, he said it's early. He said it's at like 10 o'clock. I think they're like meeting at their house at 10 o'clock, and then I don't know if they're like tailgating or doing something before, and then they're going to the I don't know what time the football game is. That woman is like literally outside of her car. And so he'll probably be gone most of the late morning, early afternoon. And then I have the live stream for True Crime Book Club at 4 o'clock, which I'm super excited about. I always love doing that. And yeah, I also, tonight we got all of the socials up for the horror movie podcast that Melissa and I are doing. So big announcement. Well, I announced it over on my Peter Monn drama channel, but so the name of the podcast, are you ready? Drum roll please, is The Boogeyman Besties. And first podcast release date is still tentative, so we don't want to put a date up yet because we have a tentative date in mind, but we want to kind of make sure that we have everything ready to go, because we don't want to announce it and then not be able to do it. So go follow us on Twitter. I will link the information below. Go follow us on Instagram. And when the rest of the other stuff is up, I will let you know, and then I will give fair warning for before the first podcast comes out. We're really excited about it. And so yeah, it's really cool. I have to say that, like, so far, just on like initial reaction, like the horror movie community has been of those people that like have even recognized us or know who the hell we are, because we're nobodies, right? But they've been like super welcoming. Just, you know, people that like follow a lot of horror movies and stuff like that, and it's just been really nice, you know. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. And I love kind of being part of like niche communities. I think it's fun. I was actually thinking about this before I started the vlog tonight. I was like, it's so funny because I love true crime, and I have a true crime book club with Mel, and then I just love reading books, and I have Peter's book club plus my booktube channel, and then I love horror movies, and now Melissa and I have the horror movie podcast, the Boogeyman Besties, starting, and then it's like each area of my life that it's something that I love, right? Like trying new food. I have a review channel, you know, and it's like I have all of these ways that meet the things that I love to do, which is so cool for me. So the name The Boogeyman Besties, the way that it happened was Melissa and I were kind of throwing around names, and she has this poster in her office, and it's the original Halloween poster. And she had taken it to a convention a couple years ago, a Horror Hound weekend, that, like the one she took me to. But the panel, so every year they always have like a panel of, like the year we went, it was like the Screamcast. And so you can sit there and you can listen to everybody speak, and you can buy a VIP ticket and meet them and do a meet and greet and all that kind of stuff. So the year that it was the cast from Halloween, I think it was like several Halloweens, because it's usually like a franchise that they do, like Nightmare on Elm Street or something like that. Person in front of me doesn't have their lights on. Melissa, she and her husband Jason, they went to the convention, and Melissa has like the videotape of them. She asked a question and all this kind of stuff. She was actually telling me tonight, she was like, about Michael Myers and Laurie Strode being brother and sister, and that Jamie Lee Curtis gives like this really interesting answer about like how it was like kind of like a last minute decision, and there wasn't like a lot behind coming up with why they made Michael Myers Laurie Strode's brother, which is interesting because that's like a huge thing in the franchise. She just gave me the short end of it, so I don't know the whole story of it. But anyway, she was like, that's something that we could actually talk about on the podcast. And so Melissa, she has gotten like every Michael to sign the masks that she has, and like she has the different masks. And we actually put this video up on my review channel, and so like the masks, like the mask per actor is the one that he signs. Does that make sense? So like if he played Michael on that one, he signs, because each mask for each Halloween movie is different. Okay. So Jamie Lee Curtis signed her Halloween poster. It was the Boogeyman. And so we both love Jamie Lee Curtis, not just in Halloween, but in all kinds of things. And so I was like, well, what's a word that would like indicate it's like you and I together, but then at the same time it would be like something to reference the movie Halloween, because that's really the movie that brought us all together, or brought us together, our love of horror movies. And so I was like, well, what if we do the Boogeyman Besties? And she's like, oh, I love that. And there were actually, like, we got a lot of suggestions from people, like, in the comments of my videos that gave us some really good ideas for podcast names. Somebody recommended Monsters and Melodrama, like MONN, Monsters, and then Melodrama, like Melissa, Melodrama. And that idea I thought was really, really cute. I liked that. And then there was one other one that we really liked. But we were like, let's just do something lighthearted and kind of cute, cutesy, and keep it that way. So that's what we did. And now we are the Boogeyman Besties, and I'm super excited about it. So, yeah. Oh my God, last night, after I got done vlogging, had I finished a book yet? No, I don't think so. So I finished the book for True Crime Book Club. I didn't end up like disliking it. I thought it was a pretty good book. I mean, it wasn't something that like I would typically pick because it was like a nonfiction study of a psychiatric facility. And it was just based on this one Brian Bechtold story, but there were like a lot of other case studies that were told in there as well, about how the system kind of like works against people that like use the insanity defense, which I don't even know that they can, like, if that's how they can use it today. There's like all these like law changes and stuff. It's very interesting. It goes into it in the book. At first, I kind of was like turned off a little bit by the way that her writing style, but I have to say I actually ended up really liking it, and I thought she told it very well. It was wrapped up very concisely. It's just a really sad, story about a lot of these, and I mean, his story isn't. It's just, I don't even know really what you would say about his story. It's kind of, I feel like she's very sympathetic towards him. I will say that. In a way that I think that she only sees his side of it. Like when you're listening to it, or if you're reading it, to me, it seemed as if she weren't really seeing all perspectives. She was like really only seeing his side. I don't know, that was just my take on it. Obviously I had no personal attachments to this book, but there were just a lot of sad cases that she shared in there, and not just about like the patients at these hospitals, but about the people that worked there too. Like, it just seemed like a very sad, miserable place. And I mean, it still exists. He's still there after it was 27 years in the book. It came out this year, 29 years now, 28 years, I don't know. But all of the circumstances of it, and I don't know, just the turnaround rate of the staff seemed like it changed a lot, and it was just a sad book to read, but it was, I think, an insightful book, and I'm happy that I read it because I feel maybe like I understand a little bit more about how that whole process works, and so anyway, yeah, I'm going to say what I have to say about it for tomorrow for the live stream. But so I finished that, and then I was going to just listen to the Kristen Smart podcast, but I was like, oh, I really want to, because I'm really trying to catch up on my books this month so that I'm not having to rush in December to get to 102, which I know is going to be the case. I don't doubt that I'm going to get to 102 books, but because I'm at 70, and my goal is 102, so I have 32 books left to read for the rest of the year. I can do that. I'm not concerned about that. But I just don't want to have to rush through them. So I was like, well, I always wait and read like the true crime book until the last minute, and part of that is because it's fresh in my mind then when I go into the live streams. But I don't want to do that and like the book for Peter's Book Club like be the last two books I always read, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna read If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy now, and I'm gonna see what I'm going to start this book, and I was real excited about it because I'd given it to Tanya last night. I also gave her Falling by T.J. Newman, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to start this book, and I had really no idea of what it was going to be like going into it, even though I've read like a lot of Julie Murphy books, because this was like an adult book. So, you guys, I ended up I mean, I didn't want to go to bed last night because I got so into this book. You guys, this book is so fantastic. So fantastic. And I don't even really know what's that fantastic about it. It's just a really good story. And the characters are just like so well defined from the beginning. So it's basically a spin on Cinderella, okay? And like, even the main character's name is Cindy. And, Cindy. And when the book opens, she's like 10. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, I promise, okay? When the book starts, she's like 10. And her mom has passed away, and she lives with her dad, and then it introduces, like, stepmother, okay, of which you think is going to be, like, there's not a lot about when she's growing up, there's just, like, a chapter. You think it's going to be very much like Cinderella and the evil, you know, stepmom, and it's not that, it's like a spin on that. But anyway, okay, how can I keep this without you guys... without ruining it for you? Well, I'll just tell you what it says in the synopsis on the back of the book. So her stepmother like runs this reality dating TV show, much like The Bachelorette, right? Bachelor, much like The Bachelor. And she needs somebody to go on at the last minute. And so Cindy, who has just come out of Parsons Fashion Design School, and she's a shoe designer, goes on basically because this is her one chance to show her shoes, because she didn't do real well her last semester in school. So she goes on this dating show, but she's not really prepared. And her stepmom's like real protective of her and doesn't want her to go on because she's like plus size, and she's afraid that social media is going to be mean to her. So it talks a lot about that. And there are other people on there that she knows, and you guys, it's just like each character is so divinely cut and created. It's like they're just like molded into these like people that you really would know in like your real life. You guys, I just became obsessed with this book. I listened to like half of the book last night. It's that good. I mean, it is that good. I couldn't believe it, and I can't believe it's not getting talked about more. Like, I loved that People You Meet on Vacation, but this is like so much better. And maybe it's just that I love Julie Murphy, but I don't think so. I mean, it's really well done. So, I mean, and there's just like so many little details about, like, she incorporates shoes into so much of what she talks about. And there's just so many little details. I need to stop right now or I'm going to end up saying something that will ruin the book. Go read If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy. You can get the book at Target. I got it at Target. You can get it on Amazon. You can try to find it at your library. It just came out. It's fantastic. So, and this is the other thing too. I usually do not love, what's it called? Oh shoot, like reworkings of fairy tales. I usually don't like that. I've actually, like, I read Cinder by, was that by Marissa Meyer? And I liked Cinder. I thought that was a young adult book. And there's like 4 in that series, the Lunar Chronicles. I thought that was well done, but I usually don't like reworkings of fairy tales. I don't like in a movie, I just don't like it. It's not interesting to me. Because I'm not that interested in the fairy tales to begin with. I feel like I've been out of focus this entire time, have I? Oh well. The fairy tales aren't that interesting to me anyway, for me to want to read like a reworking of it, if that makes sense. But for some reason, it works with this. I don't know why. Because it's not like... It's so kind of cheesy and over the top, and the acknowledgement in the book itself of being like a reworking of Cinderella. I mean, she even realizes it, right? That it's like, it's cheesy. So, like, it works because it's kind of making fun of itself, I think, is how, I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, it's cute. I would highly recommend it. So, okay, I read that, and then I didn't listen to any of the podcasts last night. Okay, I started talking more about the book, and then I was like, okay, zip it, Peter. Okay, so we'll just end it right there, talking about the book. Go get If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. It's fantastic. So, yeah, and then I went to bed late last night. Anyway, when I get done vlogging tonight, I'm going to try to, well, I'm going to listen to just a little bit more of the book. I don't want to listen to the whole thing. I think I have like 2 hours left. So if I listen to an hour tonight and an hour tomorrow, or a half an hour tonight and an hour and a half tomorrow, then I'll finish it by tomorrow. But it's really good. I need to stop. Do you ever get excited about a book like that where you just like can't? I mean, it's been a long time for me. Like, I've read a lot of really good books this year, but it's been a long time for me to where I get so excited that I just like can't wait to read the book. I can remember when I was a kid being like that, though. Like, I can remember... Do you know what's weird, though, is I can't remember what the books were. I do remember... Like, I always kind of liked mystery books when I was a kid. I'm talking about, like, 2nd, 3rd grade on. Like, coming home and being really excited to read a book. And I can remember if it was, like, a rainy day... you know, after school, like, not being able to go outside and, you know, all that kind of stuff, play in the cul-de-sac or hang out in the woods or whatever, that I would just, like, lay in my bed and read. I do remember that. Which was very rare that I just hung out in my bedroom, because I just didn't do that. Or I'd hang out in the kitchen and I would read at the kitchen table. My grandma and my mom would sit at this chair at the end of our table. So we had this woodblock kitchen table, and then it had those, shoot, I can't remember what they're called. It's kind of like a rattan, you know, like, anyway, cable chairs. They're called cable chairs. And we had those at the, like, on 3 sides of the table, and my mom would sit at the end of the table, and if she was reading, like, she would have her cup of coffee and her ashtray, and she would sit there and she would drink coffee and smoke while she was, like, reading a book. And that was sometimes where she would sit, like, after dinner, like, all night, like, if I was watching TV, or sometimes she'd watch TV with me, but sometimes she loved to just sit there. And there was something real homey about that to me. My mom always had, like, books everywhere. Like, she was never just reading one book. She was typically reading more than one book. Like, she'd have, like, she read a lot of, like, classical fiction when she was younger. But, like, when she got older, she would read a lot of, like, theoretical books, like philosophical kind of ideas. She would read, like, memoirs and stuff like that. And, like, to see a book that my mom was reading would have, like, 15 post-it notes inside, 4 on the cover, all scribbled, dog-eared. I mean, my mom, like, read a book. And, I don't know why I think that's funny, but looking back, but, I mean, who are you writing the notes for, I guess? The other day when I was doing a Peterisms video, I came across these, like, underlined passages that my mom had underlined. You know, you wonder what, like, in that moment or that day, what that person was going through that made them, like, underline those parts, or why those parts stood out to them in those moments, you know? I guess I'll never know now. Our house smells so good right now from having lit all the candles the other day, like 2 days in a row. Our house smells so nice. Very fallish. Oh my God, there are huge pumpkins over there for $8.99, it said, at the farmer's market. I took the dogs out earlier before I lay down, and my neighbors were having, my younger neighbors were having, I don't know if they were having like a party or just having people over or something like that, but there were like 3 or 4 cars there. And because I was trying to keep the dogs from going over there, because whenever they see people, they like run over there immediately. But I woke up and they were like, I could hear them like, it sounded like a door was slamming or something. And just like they were going like in and out. Like not like, I mean, it was like a slamming door, but not like on purpose. It just was like, it sounded like they kept on were going in and out. And then it was so weird because I walked outside and all the cars were gone. Because that's like what woke me up. I don't know, maybe they were all leaving right before that and I'm just not connecting the time. But I walked outside to go vlog and all the cars were gone and it was completely still at their house. I was like, okay. I looked up these on, I was just Googling best documentary series to watch. And I feel like I have watched everything. I mean, and I've like I said of 2021, and I haven't seen all of them, but I feel like there's just not anything true crime wise that really interests me. Like I was looking through Discovery Plus. Oh, I watched another episode of Only Bodies in the Building. So I'm 3 episodes in. I think I only have 1 more episode to watch. I think there's only been 4 that have been put out. Or maybe there's been 5. I don't know. Well, either way, I'll be caught up in like a day or 2. And then I'm also watching Grace and Frankie right now. Grace and Frankie is a show that I feel like they pump those episodes out. Like, I feel like it was just not too long. Maybe it was a year ago, but it doesn't seem like it was. It seems like it was just not too long ago that there was another season of Grace and Frankie. Do you guys feel like that? Do you watch it? I feel like it was like there was just an episode of that. So I mentioned on my drama video yesterday the idea of possibly, these guys on like dirt bikes, like electric dirt bikes or whatever. They're like all over the road. Yeah, weaving in and out. They supposed to have lights on? They don't have any lights on. That's scary. But I mentioned in my drama video yesterday the idea of covering some Real Housewives. And remember, it used to make me real, like, I was like, I can't watch it every day because it's so toxic, and now I'm like real into it. I'm like real into the Housewives this season. I don't know what happened. And tomorrow starts Salt Lake City, but I had mentioned maybe doing Real Housewives coverage on my, like just from time to time on my drama channel. And so many people were like, please, yes, do the Real Housewives, do the Real Housewives. So now I'm like, I don't know if I should or if I shouldn't. I don't know why not. I feel like you have to really know your stuff with the Housewives. And like, even though it's like everybody just has an opinion, you like have to really know your stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. People still message me and they'll be like, I found you on your RuPaul's Drag Race reviews that you did. Like, I'm like, oh my god, I did those like for a very short period of time years ago because I loved it. Was 1 season and I was like, I'm gonna do RuPaul's Drag Race reviews, and after each episode I would do a review of, I think Alex and I maybe did them together. I can't even remember, honestly. God, but that is like seems so long ago. It's crazy to me that people still remember that. these guys are like weaving in and out of lanes, and then there's a car behind them, and they're not letting the car pass them. They're getting ready to turn down this. They're getting ready to turn down this. They just turned on this road that's like this canal. It follows this canal. It's like River Road. Did you ever see that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal? Ooh. And I can't remember what it was called, and I can't even really remember what his job was, but he would like drive around late at night in Los Angeles, and then it was actually a really interesting movie. And then he would like sell, like if he was the first to like an accident or a crime, he would like sell footage of that to like news stations. Do you guys remember this movie? It came out, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. I mean, I think it's based on a true story, but it was kind of scary because he got himself like involved in like the case, like a case in the movie, like that was going on. Do you guys remember that movie? It was really good. I can remember, I think I watched it on a plane actually. I like downloaded it to watch on a plane. Alex and I used to download all these movies to watch on planes, and then I would have like 8 movies, and I hadn't watched like any of them, and I would whip out my computer and stuff. I'm so glad that I have my iPad now. It's so worth it for the plane to just download like a movie or two. Okay. I don't want to take the long detour, so I need to go over here. Go this way. They've completely cut off on exit. Alex says, no, we're not going to brunch tomorrow. Isn't that so funny that I was just talking about the other day? Well, I'm assuming we're not, unless he gets done and is home in 3 hours, but I can't imagine that we'll go to brunch tomorrow. 4 hours, I guess it would be. But, isn't it weird? I was talking about how many weeks it had been since we've been to Patashu, and now, did we go this Sunday after we got back from Las Vegas? I feel like maybe we did. I don't honestly remember. All I know is it just feels like it's been forever since we went to Cafe Patashu. I haven't been to the Ruth's Cafe either in a long time. I need to find some different places to review. Today I reviewed this place called Donuts and Dragons, and like all the people that worked there like commented on my video. The person that makes the donuts, like the bakery chef, these donuts were absolutely incredible, you guys. Absolutely incredible. They were so good, and it's a really cool concept. I guess they're called game cafes. I hadn't heard of that before, but a couple people commented on my video. They're excited that more game cafes are popping up all over the country or United States. So anyway, you go in and they have donuts, and then they have like coffee and stuff, but then they also have like tap beer, but like real different beers, like local IPAs and things like that. So what they're called, those I don't know. Like whenever people say IPAs, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Something ale. Interpersonal ale. Independent pale ale. Is that what it means? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know about all that kind of stuff because I don't drink beer anymore. But, and then they have like cans of beer that you can buy, and it's just really a cool concept. And then they have some food items and stuff. And then they have games that you can play, or you can bring your own games and just sit there. I mean, you can sit there for hours and hours and hours. I would have loved that when I was younger. Isn't that such a cool concept? So I might try to get some people to go up there, and I think Tanya Jean would do it, but she would be looking around trying to get people to play with us, and I'd be like, Tanya Jean, that's not exactly how it works. You have to leave people their magic cards and things like that. So, but I might try to get a group of people to go over there and do that. I think that would be fun. And the guy that helped me was really, really nice, and because I was like, I'm doing like a review for YouTube, do you care if I film in here? And he was like, no, not at all. He was like, no. It was like really nice. And then he commented on the video, and he was like, next time you're in here, first non-alcoholic drink is on us. So anyway, and the bakery chef, she was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Her mom even commented on the video. I just think that that's like something that you get with like local businesses that you're never gonna get, and I don't expect it from anybody that I review, but that you're never gonna get on a national level unless it's a bad review, you know? Well, that's not true. That's not true. I've had several people reach out to me, like, when I reviewed the mozzarella sticks at Fazoli's, the, like, director of food, or, like, whoever's over all the food choices there, reached out to me and was extremely apologetic. I was like, this is crazy that basically the director of everything that happens at Fazoli's is reaching out to me. Like, this is crazy, right? Now, Crumble Cookies has been incredible to me. They have been so generous and so nice. And they still watch every video that I put out. So I guess it just depends. But I have to say that, like, local businesses are typically, they're just real excited if you come in there and you tell them that you're going to do something. Taylor's Bakery, when I went there, oh my God, they're like, whenever I say, like they'll see my name come up on orders for, like, Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff, and they're, like, waiting for me at the door. They're so nice. They're like, oh my God, and they know Melissa too, and so they love Melissa, and so they're like, oh my God, it's so good to see you, and whatever, and they're just so genuinely just kind, you know? I'd like to do a few more local places, and I was thinking about it today. It's like, I always approach it from the attitude that, like, I just passed Hardee's and then there's Taco Bell, so we'll just use those as examples, right? Like, I want to do food things that everybody can go get. But then I was thinking about it, like, when I watch food stuff, like, sometimes I'll watch videos like, I can remember back in the day seeing a video like the most expensive bagel or the most expensive donut, you know, in New York City or something like that. Like, I watch a lot of food videos, and I've watched a lot in the past that are places that I'm never going to go to, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a review just so people can go and get it, right? It can also be a review just because people want to see what this place is about, you know, or whatever. So I was like, I think I'm going to start doing more local places, and when I go out of town, wherever I go, trying to do more local places. Part of the problem is YouTube does not like music, background music. I mean, they tried to change it, but if the background music is too loud, I was just watching somebody talk about this in the video the other day. Who was it? It was a drama channel guy. Oh, that Marky kid that does, I can't remember what his channel is called, but I think it might just be Marky. Anyway, he was talking about, like, if your videos have music in the background or for a long period of time, that what happens is they get copywritten, okay? So that doesn't necessarily mean, like, I get a strike on my channel or anything like that. What it means is that all of the proceeds from this video go to whoever claimed the music, which that's totally fine, right? Like, okay, no issue with that whatsoever. But then what happens is, because it's, there's a copyright, like, order on it or whatever, some countries it won't play, which means then that, like, outside of the United States, like, I've had certain videos that's happened to, and people will be like, why can't I watch this in, like, ... And I'm like, well, it will say on the copyright thing, like, this might not show it in certain countries or something like that. Because that copyright thing is not in that country or whatever. I don't know. So the problem with going into a lot of restaurants is that a lot of restaurants have music in the background. A lot of stores have music in the background. Like Target always has music playing in the background. That's why, like, I try to talk real loud when I'm filming in some of these places, because I'm like, hopefully my talking will, like, overpower the music in the background. But that's just my hope, you know. Doesn't always work out best that way, but, yeah. But I like doing that. I'm a little bit more comfortable now. If I go in someplace and, like today was hard because it was the guy behind that was, like, he was doing the beer stuff, and then it was the guy at the counter that helped me with the donuts. And then there were a lot of people that were sitting in there playing games. And so, I mean, not a lot, but there were probably 4 tables of people that were playing games. So it was kind of hard to, like, go in and film it because, you know, I mean, I could call ahead and be like, can I come in 5 minutes before you open? But then that just feels like, then that makes me nervous. And then what if I end up, I mean, I still want to do honest reviews, right? So then what if I end up going, oh, well, these donuts are horrible. You know, I would never go here again. Thanks for opening up early for me. But, you know, thank God today that wasn't the case. I was like, it was so funny because people were like, oh my God, you're, like, genuinely surprised about how good the donuts were. I mean, they were really that good. And, they reminded me of Roslyn Bakery back in the day that we used to go to, which some people call Roslyn, but it's Roslyn, sorry. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, they were delicious. And that was fun, and it was fun doing something different. But then I'm like, as I drive around, I'm like, okay, where's somewhere new that I can do, you know? I have, like, I have 2 more review video ideas. And then I'm gonna have to go to, like, the Starbucks secret menu drinks and stuff like that. I have 1 fast food idea, it's desserts. And then I have a coffee from Panera Bread that I've been trying to do forever, plus this breakfast sandwich. The Panera by us, it's really interesting because when I went to the one by where I get my hair cut, it was totally open and busy. And then the one by us is closed every time I don't know, maybe they're gonna close down, I don't know, but they're closed every time I go through there, which is weird because it's in a really busy area, and the Chick-fil-A is right next to it and literally packed 24 hours a day. 2 aisles packed 24 hours a day. So I don't know. It's so crazy that it's a Saturday night. It's, like, so still outside. Do people go out anymore on weekends? I mean, my husband goes out every once in a while. I did notice earlier when I was filming, I looked up at the trees outside. We have these humongous trees behind our house. I mean, absolutely humongous. I was thinking if they ever, like, fall on our house, like lightning strike. They were, like, bending with the leaves, or bending with the wind, and the leaves were, like, you know, like when waves go through the leaves. They were so pretty. As much as I love this book, If the Shoe Fits, I will say I'm excited to get into a cozy mystery or something scary. Like, I did the True Crime Book Club book. I can't remember what I read before that. The Paula Hawkins book. So I read the Paula Hawkins book, and then I read the True Crime book, and then I read If the Shoe Fits. So I'll be ready to get into something, a little cozy mystery or something scary. I do need to read a cozy mystery next because I've been craving it for, like, the last 2 weeks. So, plus I read those so fast. I had the most bizarre dinner tonight. You guys want to hear what I had? While I was watching that third episode of Only Bodies in the Building. The show kind of makes me sad a little bit. I remember my mom back in the day, she listened to like all this hippie music when I was growing up. Like, well, I don't know if you consider it hippie music, but Judy Collins and stuff like that. Bob Dylan. And I can remember there was a period like when I was like in high school, and that was when my mom listened to a lot of like, or maybe it was like after I was in high school, but like she listened to like a lot of reggae music, Bob Marley, Janet Jackson. She liked some of the songs. She liked Shirley Manson from Garbage. And I remember I said to my mom, why don't you listen to that music that you used to listen to? And she goes, you know, sweetie, some of that music makes mom really sad. And like, I didn't really understand it, you know, because like when you're younger, like, I don't know, unless I guess you have memories attached to that stuff, it's not really the same. But now it's like I kind of get it, you know. It's like sometimes the things, like, it's funny, don't get me wrong. Only Bodies in the Murder is a funny show, but there's moments of it that are pretty sad. Martin Short's character is really, they're all kind of like three desperate people that find each other. Or sad and lonely people that find each other. It's a good show. Okay, I had 2 Morningstar corn dogs. So, vegan corn dogs that I dipped in mustard. And then I had 1 vegan sausage patty. I'm trying to get rid of some of this frozen stuff. I don't really have much of it left. I think I have a few Morningstar sausages left, and that's it. And then I had some Pringles, because I had Pringles left, so I got rid of those. I had 3 pieces of that Stonebridge, whatever it's called, pita, little breads, those little ones, that I dipped in hummus, because I have a whole thing of hummus left. The tribal trio hummus is what I think it's called. Is it tribal? I don't know, but it's like 3 different kinds of hummus. So I had that, and then I dipped some crackers in the hummus, and then I ate some more of my donuts from today. And I had a glass of water. Wasn't that a weird dinner? It was just kind of like this buffet of all these just little different things. Well, I really wanted, like earlier I wanted to get something, but I didn't want to go to the grocery store. And then I got my videos like up late and stuff. So, and I was talking to Melissa because I was like, while I was doing all that, we were like making decisions on the phone and stuff. So I was doing all of that. And so I just didn't get the stuff up till later. But, yeah. So anyway. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day, a fun day. I will, I might get up and go get a bagel tomorrow. There's this place called Bagel Fair that I absolutely love. And it's just regular, but they make the bagels there, but then they put these huge chunks of cream cheese on them. They're so good. Do you know I'm really craving right now? Oh my god, this is so funny that I said this. Well, it's warm though. I'm really craving water. And I have this coconut water down here, LaCroix, but I wonder if I put it in this thing, if it would like get cool. Do you think so? Probably not, right? It's not a refrigerator, but I wish it was. Where are we at on time? I really can't see. I'm like literally seconds. I knew I was either like seconds away from it stopping, or I knew that I had like 10 minutes left. And I was like, oh my god, how much time do I have left? I haven't been filming videos on Sundays as often. Because it's just like somebody suggested over here, they were like, why don't you just take off one day a week? And what I had found was it's so hard for me to take off a day on Sundays because I just am so driven to do stuff, right? And I love to do all that stuff. But what I found was that in taking Sundays off, especially because that's like a day that Alex and I, you know, go to brunch and hang out and watch TV and a movie and have romantical times and all that stuff, that, you know, it's nice to have that whole day. And then on Monday, I'm like ready to go because I'm like, well, I didn't do anything yesterday, so I'm ready to go today, right? But, and then especially if I have a true crime book club live stream, because, well, I don't know how long tomorrow's going to go. I have a feeling tomorrow's going to be a small group, and I don't think a lot of people will have stuff to say. I could be completely wrong, but we just don't have a lot to talk about when it comes to, I just don't think there will be a lot to talk about with this book. I just don't. So it could be a short live stream tomorrow. I don't know. So maybe we'll get done, like, it starts at 4. Maybe we'll get done right at 5. Who knows? We usually go over till about 5:30 or so then. And then by the time I get settled down, it's like 6:30, right? Like after I get off and, like, you know, sit and rest for a second and check my phone and stuff, it's like usually 6:30. So then to start videos at 6:30 on a Sunday, you know, Alex is usually asleep, taking a nap or whatever. Sometimes he sleeps through the night. But then that puts me at like 9:30, getting all of my videos up and finalized, and then I'm finally like resting at 9:30 or 10. And so I don't get to relax on that day, you know? So, but tomorrow, if I wake up early and I can get some video stuff done, I might do that. Or I just might take the day off tomorrow and just listen to my audiobook and stuff. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't really know. Well, I'd love to do the review of the coffee, but I'm thinking about going to Panera Bread where I went the other day. And it's like a 15-20 minute drive to go and do that and get back in time for the book club. We'll just see what time I get up tomorrow and how much time I have and stuff like that. If I have enough time, then I'll do it, and if I don't, then... But I've been wanting to do that coffee. There's also a breakfast sandwich over there that I've been wanting to do, but I can do that on a different day. Well, I wanted to do the breakfast sandwich because I saw that they had the stacked mac. That stacked mac and cheese sandwich was good. I could actually pick one of those up while I was over there, because since I'm not going to be going to brunch, I mean, that could be my sandwich I could save for later or something, you know. Actually, a stacked mac and cheese, a grilled mac and cheese sandwich is probably not a sandwich that you want to save for later, because I have a feeling it would probably get a little soggy. But that's just my opinion. It's my opinion! I'm driving through Zionsville again. When I drove through Zionsville, I think it was last night, they had like all the barriers like on the side of the street, like where they were going to close the streets off. Like, do they close the street off every Saturday in Zionsville? Or is it, does anybody know? Or is it just anybody out there that is from Zionsville, Indiana, or has been here on a Saturday? Or is it just because they were doing some kind of, were they doing some kind of parade or something? I don't know. Oh my God, Costco today was so packed. I have to say, here is one of my biggest conundrums of this year. Are you ready? Okay. I know you guys are going to be like, oh, Peter. So my plants are thriving on my front porch. I just talked to Tanya about this last night. I was like, girl, when do we buy mums and get rid of, oh, my battery is dying. I was like, when do we buy mums and get rid of our summer plants? And she's like, well, my summer plants are dying anyway. So she was like, I just need to get mums so I can kill them too. And I said, Tanya, don't say that. But anyway, my biggest conundrum is this, and then I'm going to get off here because I don't feel like I was going to change my battery, but I was like, you know what? I think I'm almost at an hour anyway. My biggest conundrum is I don't know when to buy mums. I'm thinking about after we get back from Las Vegas or the 1st of October is when I'm going to buy mums. But I was at Costco today, and they have huge, beautiful mums. And I was like, if I was going to buy them, this is the time. I mean, they have beautiful mums. But it's still basically summer, so I'm like, when should I buy mums? Is it time to buy mums yet? To mum or not to mum? I don't know. Could somebody let me know in the comment section below what they do and when they make the decision, if they're from the Midwest? Because, like, these plants could probably stay there till the middle of November. But who wants summer tropical plants in their front porch in the middle of November? I know I don't. By then, I'll be thinking Christmas trees. So I don't want to miss out on mums. And do you feel bad about, like... I'm actually going to give my ferns away. I am going to do that because I talked to Tanya about it, and she has like people, like some of the girls at the kennel, she gave them her ferns, and so I was like, oh, well, I'll give them my ferns too if they want them, and she was like, that would be perfect. And Tanya keeps some of her own ferns inside. The other plants, they're not really plants I can keep year round. They're more like floral plants. So what do you do with those? You just throw them away? Like, I feel bad. I'm really struggling with it. I mean, really, I am, you guys. So let me know what I should do in the comment section below. And I love you. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday. I hope you're getting refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, and refreshed and renewed. And rested. Oh, there you go. And rested for the week ahead. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! And for those that need to hear it, by the way, I just looked up here and it says Fall Festival. That's why the street was had the lanes were getting ready to be closed off for the Fall Festival, which I could have gone to today, and that would have been real fun, but I didn't, and I missed it. See, so if I had read the signs, I could have seen that it says Fall Festival at Lions Park, weekend after Labor Day. It's right there, all the information I need to know. But for those out there that need to hear it or want to hear it, or those that don't, either way, one more, I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Doesn't that sound just like such a cozy mystery? Oh my God, a Fall Festival. Why did I miss the Fall Festival? One more, I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.